Hey there, how's it going? Vladimir Don is here. So hey, if you listen to this via my podcast, please go ahead and subscribe. If you listen to this via my YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe as well. Today is day number 8 of my bite-sized marketing content. So essentially, what I want to talk about today is if you do this in this specific order, your marketing will fail. So essentially, what I want to talk about is I want to talk about phase 1 of 3 of a marketing funnel. To me, a marketing funnel has 3 very critical phases, and today I want to talk about phase number 1. So essentially, what happens sometimes is that, well, with myself or other individuals, we work on a lot of many different things. So when I bring someone on as a brand new client, I like to know what it is that they've done. I like to know their background. I like to know some of the things that they've worked on, because what has happened with me is that I've had people to kind of just coaches point out to me that, hey, you know what, you should do more of X, Y, and Z, because X, Y, and Z is going to get you such and such results. So before I bring anyone on, I like to know more about them. I like to know precisely where they've been, what they've done, so that I can see if there are any specific opportunities. I remember bringing on a client about 5 months ago, and this individual, I wanted to know about this individual past. So essentially, he started off with telling me, you know what, hey man, I got kicked out of college. I got kicked out of a Catholic school. So I was like, why? Why did you get kicked out of Catholic school? So you know what? I was a rebel. There's a lot of things that I didn't necessarily want to conform to. You had to wear a uniform. You had to put your shirt inside your pants. He said, you know what? All of those things did not work for me. So I know early on that, I was not going to be the kind to conform. He said, you know what? I dropped out of high school, as well. So Catholic school, public school, dropped out of high school. And then later on went on to get his GED. He said, you know what? I think the biggest problem with me was that my mom wasn't tough on me. His mom was not tough on him. His mom actually rewarded him for getting C's. He got a C and he was rewarded for whatever reason. He said, you know what? When I became an adult, he said when he became an adult, this thing kind of just hurt him, because when he became an adult, he didn't work. He barely worked. He lived at home with his mom. He was trying to find his calling, to be honest with you. For a very long time, the thing that he did a lot of, I was like, okay, so what is it do you like to do? Is there anything that motivates you? He's like, what? You know what? For a very long time, the thing that I really like to do was to just party. He said, you know what, I would party 3 times a week, and that's the thing that I would do over and over again. And then essentially he said, you know what, he needed to go and try to find himself and try to figure out precisely what it is he's going to be when he grew up. So he started being what we call an event coordinator. So as an event coordinator, he started to throw events. So when he said he started to throw events, I wanted to know, okay, so how did you get clients as an event coordinator? He said, I got clients as an event coordinator because I partnered up with other event coordinators that had been in the business for a very, very, very long time, and they gave me clients. Whenever they had clients that they could not handle, whenever they had too much of a client, these group of individuals gave me clients. He did that for about 2 years, and he did very well in that specific industry, because from a partnership standpoint, he knew how to leverage partnerships very, very well. But he told me that one day he was watching a Tony Robbins video, and he said, you know what, he was inspired by Tony Robbins to go into the personal development space. So in order to go into the personal development space, that is how he found me, because he wanted to know how to market that specific business, because he no longer had the leverage of another business to kind of just to kind of feed off of. So he wanted to partner up with me because he was going to go about it this way. This is what he was going to go do. He had partnered up with, so he was going to do personal development. He had partnered up with a marriage coach. He had partnered up with a marriage/relationship coach. He had partnered up with a health coach. So it was going to be the 3 of them under one specific umbrella. They had created a website, and they created a website. What they were going to do is they were going to try to drive traffic, drive people to that specific website. And then when people arrive to that specific website, they would choose one of those coaching services, whether it be marriage/relationship, personal development, or health. So that's the thing that he was going to do. And, he partnered up with me. He said, you know what, hey, I want to know whether or not that's a good idea. So the thing that I told him was that, that was not a good idea, because anytime you want to drive traffic to a specific offer, whether it be, I don't care what type of business it is, you want to focus on one target market at a time. So that's essentially what phase 1 is. Phase 1 is you want to do 2 things. You want to focus on one target market at a time. And then in focusing on that one target market at a time, what that does is that does not confuse your target audience, because when you begin the conversation with someone on a specific platform, so if you think about Facebook, Google, or whatever platform you think about, you are telling that individual that you have a solution to a specific problem. You're not saying that, hey, I can solve 3 different problems at once. You're saying, hey, I can solve one problem for you. You're going to send them to a specific website. When they get to that website, when they get to that landing page, they need to see that it's congruent with the one thing that they're trying to solve. So that's the thing that I told him, that I said, you know what, you're not going to, send all of your traffic to that one specific, to that page, because that page is talking about 3 different problems, and that page focuses on 3 different target market. You want to send them to a page that focuses on one market. And the next thing you want to do, this is also part of phase 1, is that you want to tell them your story. You want to tell them your why. So essentially everything that he had told me, even though, the fact that he struggled with, being able to conform at Catholic school, being able to conform in high school, I said, you know what, you want to tell that specific story. You want to tell your why, because there's people that's going to want to work with you because you understand them. Right. So from a personal development standpoint, you've gone through all of these different things. From a personal development standpoint, there's people out there that's going to be able to resonate with your specific story. So you want to tell them your why, and you want to tell them your specific story, going back to everything. So for you, if you're listening to this, right, one target market at a time, your story and your why, those are the things that you want to focus on. And when he did that, that completely changed the game, for him, per se. And essentially, what happened is I ended up working with the 2 other individuals as well, the individual for the marriage/relationship coach and the individual for the health coach as well. So, this individual, because things went well, I was able to kind of just get some additional people to work with as well. One of the things that I'm doing is my partner and I, we're holding a free web class. So the goal of the web class, we have 2 goals in the web class. Goal number 1 is we want to show you how to generate a lead. And then after you generate the lead, we want to show you how to turn that lead into a customer. Now, this specific web class is specific to people who are in MLM, who are interested in MLM. You're in an MLM business, you've tried MLM in the past, MLM hasn't worked for you. This is specific to people that are in the MLM industry, and it's MLM specific. The other thing that I'm working on, the other thing that I want to offer you is I want to offer you my coaching services. So coaching services / done for you services. That's another thing that I want to offer you. I'm going to have a separate link, and that separate link is going to allow you to send me a message. You'll send me the message, say, hey, Vladimir, I'm interested in knowing more about your coaching service or your done for you marketing services. And what I will do is I'll go ahead and send you the details. So 2 separate links, one link for the webinar that focuses on multi-level marketing, network marketing, and show you how to generate leads, turn those leads into customers. And the second link is going to focus on done for you services / coaching. Link somewhere on this page. That is my time. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you soon.